Today's video is don't make my packing mistake before your summer Alaskan cruise. We went on an Alaskan family cruise about 10 years ago, and I had read the blogs and saw all the comments, packed accordingly. It was a little off by the time we got on the boat and got sailing. So today I am sharing my packing mistakes and also what I would pack if I was going on an Alaskan cruise this summer. We went out of Seattle, Washington through the passage. All of the mistakes that I'm going to share today are ones to help you avoid them so that you can enjoy your Alaskan cruise and travel well, travel light, and travel in your own kind of style. I'm Andrea, that pilot wife lady, and I'm here to share it all today so that your Alaskan cruise can be perfection. Let's sail into it. That's water, sail. An Alaskan cruise packing is different from other packing strategies or what you would pack on your trip for a smooth sail. 5 most important things to pack, plus 4 that most people forget that is nice to have along, and how we're going to pack those things so that you can avoid buying that $90 sweatshirt on board. If you want to buy the sweatshirt, buy the sweatshirt. But if you don't want to, you don't have to, because you are packed and ready. The weather is going to be unpredictable. Unpredictable in the way of it could be 40 up to 70, sunny, windy, rainy, maybe all in the same day. You need to have all of those pieces in place so that if you want to walk out on the deck, if you want to go glacier climbing, if you want to go gold panning, or just walk around Ketchikan, you can do that because you have all of the clothes packed and ready for any excursion and any day on the boat. The number one, very first that I add to this packing list, a waterproof, or at the very least, a water resistant jacket. I would advise a hood, not a deal breaker, but it is nice so that if you're walking around, you can pull that up if need be. If there's a drizzle, a rain, wind, helps block that. This one zips all the way up to the neck, which is also nice because stopping here and letting all that down below, not good. A zipper along with snaps to close it up. Fun little pattern. That's not bad either. Jacket. Don't forget to pack it. Ooh, I rhymed. Number 2 that you need to pack are layers. I'm a big advocate of layers on almost every trip. It helps regulate our internal thermostat. Some of us travel cold, some of us travel hot, some of us hot to cold. No, some of us cold to hot in a flash. By packing and wearing layers, we can pull on, pull off at any moment. With that, tank tops, great for the core. If you can keep like mid-neck down to the hips, nice and snug, warm, you're pretty much going to be able to go throughout any of the temperatures on an Alaskan cruise. Tank tops, I usually will pack white, cream, and a dark. A long sleeve, this one, wool. Wool is great. Great material. This one also has a hood. It's just a pull over, but it's very thin, easy to wear over the tank top, or even you don't like the hood, just go for a long sleeve shell. And then mix in there will be some warm days, hopefully for you. On our cruise, I think we had 1. T-shirts, because if you're just running around on it's an all-day sail part, getting from one point to the next. Indoors, it's nice to have short-sleeved t-shirts. Pattern, no pattern, always a white t-shirt because that will go with anything that you pack on the bottom. Compact packing is a big deal. If you've ever taken a cruise, cabins are small. When we went, we did a double for the 4 of us, but it was still tiny. Packing strategy is important. Down in the description, I'll add in a few of my packing videos. I have a Sudoku packing, which is a strategy to mix and match different layers easily. There's also another like 3x3 type packing, depending on how long your cruise is, to help you match everything together, but not pack 14 suitcases that you're trying to stow and walk around in your cabin. An idea for the day, a tank top. Over the top of that, You're gonna put your wool layer, and then you can add a sweater or a sweatshirt even if you want, and then that travel jacket. Pair of jeans, pair of joggers, whatever's comfortable for you, and you're set, all layered up from the 40 degrees up to the 60. You can peel if you need to, you can add if you need to. Packing piece number 3, comfortable walking shoes. Preferably water resistant, waterproof. Hiking and a pair of walking, double plus depending on the excursions that you're planning on your cruise. We did a gold panning day, so those you may want a waterproof pair of boots. We weren't trudging through large waters, but we did get our feet wet as we were doing the panning for gold excursion. If you take just one pair of sneakers, make sure that you let those dry. Side note, my son, he of course got a little more wet than the rest of us. He's more adventurous. He was soaking it all in. His shoes, when we got back, didn't pay attention. He just let them sit. I don't know where he put them. But coming back later that night, our room was pungent. Pungent. We were on the search for shoe spray. We had them hanging up on the deck. We were drying them out. We had to spray them, put them in a bag outside, anything to get rid of that shoe smell. So another mistake we made. Bring shoe deodorizers if you don't have water resistant or waterproof sneakers. At the very least, make sure you pull out the soles and let them air out. I will put a few things down below in the description for sneaker management for your cabin cruise so that it stays nice and fresh. Adding in a nice pair of shoes is a plus also for the nicer dinners on the cruise, or if you choose on one of the excursions to do a nice dinner. I always make sure they have rubber bottoms. The decks, they're not slick per se, but they are boat decks. So having the rubber soles is gonna help just make you a little more secure on your feet when you're walking along outside. Number 4 would be accessory type items. And by that I mean, I did pack a nice sundress in the hopes of getting to wear it. I didn't get to wear mine, but you might get to wear yours. So having one on hand for a nice sunny day might be a good idea. One thing I would suggest that I would have done differently, I could have worn my sundress had I brought either a blanket scarf to go over my shoulders, or if you have one maybe with sleeves, or a cardigan type sweater to put over. So it could be a twofer, the cardigan you wear on a normal day, but you could also match it up with your dress. And if it gets a little chilly, you still get to wear your dress, but you also have a cover. Other accessories fall on the keep you warm side. So if it is chillier, as I said, a blanket scarf is always a plus. Travel with this most of the time because it is nice and large blanket, thus the name blanket scarf, that I can use it to style with. But on the airplane, I can also use it as a pillow, blanket. So it's a threefer. Very nice to have along on a trip. A hat. Depending on your excursions, or if you like to go out on the deck, a little added bonus to keep all that heat inside. If you are going on a helicopter glacier excursion, definitely make sure you've got that water resistant coat, beanie, light gloves. You may not need them. Having them in your pocket in case you do just makes it so much more enjoyable. Should also add in, it doesn't have to be a blanket scarf. I have all sorts of, you can do a light, so this is kind of a see-through one, but when I wrap it around multiple times, tuck it inside my coat, it can keep you just nice and snuggly. The other option is bringing an oversized square scarf. This can be used over my head if I need it to be an extra piece with the hood. It can be around my neck. Lots of options with scarves. And the best part, they take up very little space in your suitcase. I added number 5, thinking of my husband. and that would be binoculars. If you are going for the whale watching, you have excursions that involve the wildlife, glaciers, anything like that, a pair of binoculars is going to be a must for you. It just kind of brings you closer in with that piece of nature, which Alaska is beautiful for. Some bonus items that again aren't necessary, but they just make a Alaskan cruise that much more enjoyable. The first thing would be a swimsuit. If you are a person who likes hot tubs, nice to sit in the hot tub, watch the glaciers go by. It may not seem like it, but sunglasses. There is a lot of water around you, which means a lot of glare. As with every trip, some type of crossbody bag. Going off the ship, it's nice to be able to have something, throw it over your shoulder. Different cruise ships do different things, but you're usually scanning when you go off, scanning when you come in with your ID. Different ships, different ways to do it. Passports, crossbody to keep that close, as well as your ID, your cash, water bottle, gallon size bag. Per the previous story about my son's sneakers, say something is not dry before you have to pack up and you don't have a waterproof pouch inside your suitcase, that's a must. And even if you do, just having a spare doesn't take up any space. Throw it down in there. And the last one would be motion sickness. If you know, or if you think maybe, stop at your doctor to get a prescription for a patch possibly. You can use the Dramamine. The drowsiness, not that much fun on vacation. What I found on that particular cruise, actually, I wasn't prepared to get any motion sickness. I hadn't had problems with that in the past, but I kind of felt a little dizzy, a little off, and our cabin steward told me to grab a green apple. And I had seen them all around the cruise ship. I'm like, that's a lot of green apples. They must be popular. They are, because the green pigment in green apples, it has, I can't remember what he said it had in it, but you can Google that. And it worked. Every morning after breakfast, I would grab one of those and have that in my cabin just in case. It just was at the beginning of the trip for me, but if it's very mild, give that a shot because it works. Another important tip when you're taking an Alaskan cruise or any cruise, arrive a day early. Unless you're a gambler. If you like to play roulette, you do you, as I always say. I don't like that stress because I have flown enough in our 30 plus years to know delays happen, cancellations happen. And if you are flying in on the day of your departure, you're taking a big risk that you're not going to make it on time. And the cruise does not wait for you. It's going to sail away. Plan an extra day. And if you've never been to your port, Seattle, it has a great amount of things right near the water that you can spend the day doing. The fish market, the Pike's Place Market, which the flying fish, catch that out. The gum wall, the Space Needle, the Seattle Center, Chihuly Glass Garden. There's plenty of things to do to come in a day early, and then there's no stress. You can casually get on the boat and be ready for your vacation. Personal item bag essentials. When you will check in and your bag just kind of disappears, having a personal item bag that has at least one outfit should something happen before you're allowed to get in your cabin with your bags, and also any prescription medications that you need to take on your trip, keep those in your personal item bag also so that they stay with you. And a few other miscellaneous onboard tips where I talked about the outfits. Make sure to have at least 1 to 2 very nice outfits if you have reserved a spot on the boat for those fancier restaurants. 2 bag tags. If you don't normally use bag tags, or you just use the bag tags if you check your bags, have something that's like identifiable, bright, colorful, because there's going to be a lot of bags going onto that ship. And just in case, it's always nice to have a backup with your name and email information. I'll put the link down below, but they're always nice, especially if you just do a black suitcase or something that's very popular. That orange is going to get some attention. Laundry, maybe possibly reusing some shirts, things like that. There's laundry services on the cruise ship, but also if you just have like a little spot stain, something like that, that's more than a Tide stick, they have these little laundry sheets that you can use in your sink, in your cabin, and they're not considered a liquid. So if you are a carry-on suitcase traveler only, these you don't have to pack in your liquids bag. Packing for layers, packing waterproof or water resistant coats, shoes, clothing, arrive a day early. Quick recap pieces of this Alaskan cruise packing travel tips. If you are taking a cruise this summer, where are you sailing from, or where are you sailing to? If you found any of these cruising tips helpful, I would love it if you would like, and if you'd like to see more of my travel tip videos, subscribe. I am that pilot wife lady here on the YouTube to help you travel well, travel light, and travel in your own kind of style. Happy travel sailing. What takes longest? The planning, the videoing, the editing, or the cleanup? Oi, oi, oi. Okay, let's set sail today. That necklace is horrific for sound. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Don't make my packing mistake. Let's fly. No, we're sailing. We're sailing. You need to have your jacket out.